Hi, and welcome to the September edition of Here at Blessed Sacrament. My name is Father Jack Benz. This is kind of an ongoing monthly series in which I get to talk to you, hopefully the parishioners, about what's happening here at Blessed Sacrament. Now, as I said last month, I'd love to have coffee with all of you individually, but it's about 1,000 people, so that's a lot of coffee. So maybe this is a more direct way to kind of bring you up to date with what's happening here at the parish. Sometimes when we go to church and we show up for Mass and we participate, that's all great, but we don't have any reason to know what the heck is going on around us. So just a few things to highlight in September. It's that time of year when the school year is beginning. People are coming back. People are recommitting to kind of a more regular routine. And so we wanted to celebrate that. So earlier this month we did Fall Fest, which was the weekend right after Labor Day, where we invited everyone to come here on a Saturday evening. And we had all kinds of stuff going on. And I think we had the right combination of beer garden and bouncy house, right? So beer garden, bouncy house, something for the entire family, as well as, cotton candy and snow cones and a lot of grilled foods, chili cook-off, some spontaneous folk dancing, live music in the beer garden. I think people had a really good time. And of course, the bouncy houses were a huge hit. Who knew? Little kids go crazy for a bouncy house. I couldn't even get in there. And people had a really great time. So that was terrific and a great way for us to start as a community. So around 300 people out of, about 1,000 folks that show up here, it was a really good start to what we hope is an annual event. If you weren't able to come to that event, we have one that's similar that is coming up called Festival of Light, not Fall Fest, but Festival of Light. If you're seeing a theme here of festivals, we're trying to be as festive as possible here at Blessed Sacrament. And Festival of Light happens the first weekend of December. So it's a way to kind of kick off the Christmas season here in Hollywood for all of Hollywood. So of course there's a lot of lights. We turned lights on outside. Last year, it was crowded, cramped. Somehow the parking didn't work, and we ran out of churros and hot chocolate, and people still had a really great time. So we're now more organized. So hopefully the next edition of Festival of Light in December is going to be a great one as well. So that's it on the festive sort of side of things. And on the side of faith formation, things are also really heating up here. So there's a lot of families that have shown up with their kids because they want their kids to be part of a program or a ministry for kids and youth. And so we've kicked that off. That's happening on Sundays for teenagers before the evening Mass, and then for littler kids earlier between the English Mass and the Spanish Mass. So that's going well. People are participating, and I'm getting to meet new people to do that. As well as the Next Steps program, which kicks off soon, I think this coming weekend, which has 22 or 25 people. Incredible. Adults that are interested in entering the church through baptism or receiving their next sacraments, whether that's confirmation or First Communion or whatever. If people that are interested in, maybe they want to be Catholic, which means that something is happening here, that the Spirit is working through us in building a community that is attractive to other people. Because there's a lot of people that want to belong, a lot of people that want to look or trying to find meaning in their life. And we think this is a great place for that to happen. And we're just delighted that the Spirit is working through us to bring new people in this direction, that we get to share this parish with them. So those are two things that are happening here as well. Also, we were able to finally do what we called a leadership summit here at Blessed Sacrament, which we invited a lot of people that are already involved in volunteer work and and it was all day, like 8:30 to 2 in the afternoon. So had about 18 to 20 folks here. We had 4 presenters talking about how is volunteering actually leadership training, because every volunteer program that we have here, in many ways that you can get involved, are ways for whoever volunteers to learn how to lead. And gosh, if that isn't needed in the world all the time, is better leaders understanding how to do it. And most people beginning to understand that they could lead wherever they are in their regular lives, but also here in the parish life. So that went great. People had a wonderful time. And we really tried to invite volunteers to invite other people to be volunteers. And not just because we need the work done. Sure, we need the work done, but there's all kinds of people that need to be asked to actually belong to something larger than themselves. And that can happen here within a church setting. So with that in mind, we're also moving into the volunteer season where we do volunteer expos, different ministry opportunities where people might not know that you could lecture at Mass, which means reading at Mass. You could serve at Mass. You could be a Eucharistic minister at Mass. You could be part of this huge hospitality team, which actually invites people and then also make sure that they have coffee and donuts after Mass. All of those things are happening, as well as volunteering in our outreach program, which is Genevieve's Garden, that serves the poor, also the food pantry, all those sorts of things, or lead a small group. That's another big piece, or be a catechist within our youth programs. So many different ways to lead through our volunteer program. So there's be a big invite for that for people that maybe haven't considered that before, but might want to see that. Another way that people volunteer and really serve here at the parish is being part of. We have a whole set of councils that help the leadership do their work. Some directly consult. I consult with or help me understand how to better lead. And one of those is what we call the Pastoral Council. And the Pastoral Council that I have, we've just finished a year with a group of folks. And within that, it's a group of 7 or 8. Right now, there's people moving on. And it's folks from different parts of the parish community or communities that we meet every month in order on a Thursday evening. And we spend a couple of hours going over different large topics, which these people help me think through. So large topics like right now we're looking at stewardship. How do we continue to invite the parish to understand that contributing in your place of worship is a way to invest in what's actually happening, which makes your experience or the person that gives a better experience. So that's a big topic that we're taking on. Another one is, how are we a multicultural parish? We are one. Are we a multicultural parish on purpose or just accidentally? How do we do that, and how do we remain open to the best thing that the Spirit is trying to work through us? We also have a finance council, which consults with me quarterly about our budget. How's it going? What are the possibilities within it? What are our limitations? How do we focus what we do and how we do it? That's a group of 5 people that are on that. Again, both those councils, really generous folks, really willing to help out, to meet, and to work through sometimes complicated subjects and complicated topics that really help leadership do their job much better all the time. So that's just a little bit of what's happening here at Blessed Sacrament in the month of September. Some of it's specific to September, some goes all year long, but really wanted to highlight that this is a season of volunteers, a season where we could get actually involved with the work that happens here at Blessed Sacrament.